Coming up on Lindenwood News, a Missouri executive order bars the use of state funds for DEI. We'll take a closer look at this new directive.
Plus, it has been extremely cold this past week. We'll tell you more on how the extreme snow has affected St. Charles citizens.
And Lindenwood is currently in year 3 of the reclassification process. Will they be able to exit the process 1 year early?
These stories and more ahead on Lindenwood News.
Welcome to this edition of Lindenwood News. I'm Parker Killian.
And I'm Kendall Michelson. Federal funding cuts are affecting colleges' research capacities, including activities at Washington University, St. Louis, and a government order has capped indirect costs for grant funding from the National Institutes of Health. These indirect costs, now capped at 15% of the grand total, help support labs, their utilities, and associated administrative support. These costs are key for supporting research projects, NIH research. Grants enable schools and other institutions in Missouri to conduct biomedical research with the goal of improving lives and reducing illness and disability. Universities are concerned about this cap, as indirect costs can account for a significant portion of their projects, limiting their ability to conduct research.
Last week, Governor Mike Kehoe signed an executive order directing all Missouri state agencies to eliminate diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives. The order bars the use of state funds for DEI and prevents agencies from considering DEI in their hiring decisions. Kehoe's order defines DEI as including efforts to manipulate or influence the composition of an organization based solely on race, color, ethnicity, gender identity, or sexual orientation. The order also includes policies and programs intended to benefit individuals based on those characteristics. Kehoe's statement added that the order does not apply to any requirements in federal or state statutes that upholds rights and freedoms of Missouri citizens. State agencies will continue to enforce all laws that prohibit discrimination and ensure fairness for all citizens. The St. Louis area experienced even more snowfall this past week, along with freezing temperatures.
Overall, we have had an unusually snowy winter. Carmen Lupkins is here with the snowfall totals and the challenges the snow has brought to campus.
It's certainly been a cold and snowy winter between Monday and Wednesday. The St. Louis area saw between 1.5 to 3 inches of snow. This recent storm brought sub-zero temperatures, with the low hitting -18 on February 19th and the high only climbing to 3 degrees on February 20th. And after this last storm, Lambert International Airport is reporting a total of more than 18 inches of snow this season, nearly a half foot more than the seasonal average of about 12.5 inches. With this unusually snowy season, St. Louis received more snow than several cities across the Midwest, known for their snowy weather. Look at that, we received more snow than Minneapolis and Chicago. All this snow has created challenges for students both commuting to and living on campus. The storm has created hazardous driving conditions with several spinouts and crashes on the area's highways. But even for students living on campus, the extreme cold along with the snow made walking hazardous, resulting in campus closures, including full days, late starts, and early dismissals. I had the chance to speak with students on campus to learn how they are being affected by these closures. Low temperatures, icy weather, and snowy forecasts has kept students out of class more than once so far this semester. Either the school shutting down or students and faculty not feeling safe to drive and choosing not to come.
I think the snow days are really nice the first time you get it. It just, after a few days, it gets a little like when the snow starts like freezing and everything, it's a little like funny to walk around.
The notification of school shutting down could come at any time of day or night.
You know, for our commuter students who might have left over an hour early to get to school on time with the snow, that might make it really complicated because then they're already in the car driving and they find out their class is canceled.
Even with salted pavements and sidewalks, some parts could still be dangerous for anyone getting around on campus. The decision to cancel class is based on the streets and the conditions, but also students walking around on campus. It's a safety issue, but it means students aren't in the classroom.
I honestly think it puts students ahead, at least, because, they can be able to do homework during that day, or, prioritizing their mental health, because that's always important too.
A lot of teachers did virtual stuff too, so I think that we still got our education in, and I think that it's better to have safety rather than risk people driving in it.
There was 4 delayed starts or snow days this semester, but thanks to technology, students and teachers are able to find other ways to still have class without being in the classroom. Students can still get their education and the school can prioritize safety. But following all of this snow and freezing temperatures, we're seeing significant warm-ups. Today we have highs in the upper 50s. Tomorrow will be much warmer with our high hitting 70 degrees. And the rest of the week will have highs in the mid-40s and 50s. Back to you.
Thanks, Carmen. Coming up, Lindenwood Athletics are trying to move up in Division I status.
They are currently attempting to reclassify 1 year early. We'll tell you more about what this means for Lindenwood Athletics programs.
And we visit the St. Louis Art Museum for their first ever comedy night. Stay tuned.
Lindenwood Athletics announced that they have notified the NCAA of its intent to engage in the process to exit the reclassification phase 1 year early. Lindenwood is currently in year 3 of the reclassification process. The university will have to meet enhanced criteria to be approved. However, the university fully expects to meet these new criteria for the 2025-2026 academic year. Lindenwood Vice President for Intercollegiate Athletics, Jason Coomer, states, quote, "We are extremely appreciative of the action taken by the NCAA Division I Council and are ready for the next step." Lindenwood has already shown success competing in the OVC over the last 2 years. Last fall, Lindenwood won its first 2 OVC tournament championships. Women's soccer and women's volleyball both claimed the title. There is no doubt that Lindenwood can compete in the NCAA tournament after so much success in the last 2 years. Lindenwood will share additional information in the coming weeks on the reclassification process.
On Friday evening at the St. Louis Art Museum, comedians Mia Jackson and Will O'Donnell got to perform at the first ever comedy show at the museum. Jackson, who's the main comic of the night, started her career in Atlanta but is now based in New York. Ever since she was young, watching comedians was inspired to become one.
We would call each other after school and go, "Oh, did you see what this person said?" And we would repeat, people's jokes back and forth to each other. And I think I was like, "Oh, those people are so smart and they're so clever," and just all these different things. And I secretly was like, "Am I also smart and clever? Oh my God, I should be doing stand-up." But I always loved it. And so that's kind of how it started. And
the organizer of the event, Chris Denman of Midcoast Media, says this is one of 4 comedy events taking place at the St. Louis Art Museum.
We have 3 more of these. It's a series. We have 4 total, and the Art Museum has went out of their way to put all kinds of great people together, and I hope people keep coming. We're going to have more seats available at the last 2, but starting with Mia tonight, and then Jonathan Kite. He was on Two Broke Girls for about 5 years on CBS. He'll be here in May. Ian Edwards will be here in August. He's got a Comedy Central special. He's extremely funny, comic and writer. And then Kim Whitley, she's been in about 150 movies, will be here to close it out in November. So really excited about it. So.
The next stand-up taking place will be on Friday, May 30th. It's a free show on first come, first served basis, starting at 5 p.m.
Next time you're grabbing lunch at Spelman, you might notice a new option on the soda fountain. The new Mountain Dew flavor available is Goji Citrus Strawberry. And as the name suggests, it's a blend of goji, lemon, and strawberry flavoring. The soda is part of Mountain Dew's half-diet line, meaning there is less high fructose corn syrup than a traditional formula. The new flavor has been well received, with students saying it's not the best soda they've ever had, but they do like its unique flavor. The Goji Citrus Strawberry flavor is not available in bottles or cans, so if you want to check it out, you'll have to head to Spelman. That's it for this edition of Lindenwood News. I'm Parker Killian.
And I'm Kendall Michelson. Thanks for joining us.